Second one is that is account opening and digital mobile banking solution. Third one is the video KYC. Now over to the digital transformation team who are going to present the digital lending solution. Over to you, sir.
Hi, good morning all. This is Vijay and Mr. Sriram from Digital Transformation Processing Cell of the Karur Vysya Bank. So Karur Vysya Bank is a 100-plus-year-old bank who's young enough to adapt to the rapidly changing scenarios of the banking industry and have the traditional banking practices yet innovate digitally. So with this thought process and sequence in mind, we came across a program which is called KVB Next. Within this program, we had a holistic vision to digitize the lending solution end to end for the customer with bare minimum touch points ranging from the application creation to the documentation process, which includes income assessment and score-based decisioning system and the other processes which are involved, which includes the credit assessment and the sanctioning as well. So with the entire solution being built end to end, we had a process in mind which included the basic ethnographic study of the customer. So the ethnographic study of the customer included customers who are ranging into three categories, who are the early adopters, which means the customers who are already digitally active, who has certain knowledge in the digital system, who will be readily able to adapt to the system, and who are digitally partially digitized but still they require manual assistance, and customers who are purely into manual segment. So the entire solution was built based on this ethnographic study and this basic thought process. We had several brainstorming sessions to build the user experience in a way that all three segments of the customer will be able to use this particular portal and get benefited with the end-to-end digitized solution. So how we did the project management process and the product management process is explained in the next slide. Sir, can we move to the next slide, please? Yeah. So this is the project management process involved to build this digital ecosystem. So we split the project into multiple MVPs. We went with the agile project management process and used Scrum as the framework. So every module was broken into a minimum viable product, and each MVP had a 3-month life cycle. So with this thought process in mind, we built a cross-functional team which included technical product managers or technical delivery managers, cross-functional product functional specialist teams, and then we had production support teams, we had technical support team, and we built an entire IT solution within digital transformation processing cell. So we used tools like Trello for project management and Slack for communication, Bitbucket for source code management, and Bugzilla for issue tracking. So we conduct sprints and huddles on a very regular basis. Sprint retrospection will happen at the end of each MVP. So this is how the project went from initiation to completion in terms of project management. May we move to the next slide, please, sir? Right. So here, the entire solution is built with two perspectives. One is eco-friendly, second is customer-friendly. So the customer-friendly approach is end-to-end digital paperless solution, thereby making it eco-friendly that we are reducing papers, right? So the digital application form is created first initially by doing a thought process where we had around 300 plus fields, which was picked from various sources by integrating with multiple fintech partners. The customer will barely have to input like few tens of parameters, like even 10 to 20 parameters, otherwise which all the customer related information and the income related information will be fetched from various fintech partners. We have integrated with 20 plus fintech solutions. And the income assessment of the customer again will be driven completely online, where we have tied up with a fintech partner from where the customer will input his net banking credentials, and from there we fetch the income statement and then we assess the statement in the background. And data driven credit assessment will be done where we have created our own proprietary scorecard model, which will run during the course of the journey, which will determine whether the customer will have a sanction or not. It will also determine what will be the loan eligibility he is entitled for. So once these things are completed, we have a automatic customer screening process where we have tied up with again few fintech partners who will give the credibility of the customer and who will validate the customer's KYC. So after these are being done, and the system sanctions the loan and not the person. So once the loan is sanctioned by the system, it goes through a digital documentation process where the customer need not do a wet signature. The signature is done via biometric Aadhaar biometric implementation. So again, we have tied up with fintech partners to do it, and this comes as a part of the journey. So completely there is no human touch base for disbursement as well. So can you move to the next slide, please, sir? Right. So what enabled the solution? How the technology enabled this entire workflow to get materialized? So we have an omni-channel front-end solution which caters all the form factors of the device touch points that we have, right? Ranging from a web solution to a best-in-class tablet, Android tablet-based solution as well. So the front-end solution is purely built considering the customer ethnography, as I spoke about a few minutes back. So this will be very user-friendly. So this front-end solution will communicate with the external world via a secured API gateway. So this secured API gateway orchestrates each and every API call that goes out of the front-end solution and that reaches the front-end solution. So the API gateway will successfully communicate with multiple external partners. Like, I mean, I've given few examples here, like let's say Legal Desk for document preparation, Digio for e-signing, Astute for let's say doing a field investigation, Jokata for ID verifications, and Bureau, we have successfully integrated with the Bureau, NSDL, and Perfios for online income assessment. And we also do the integrations with payment gateway like BillDesk for getting the processing fee paid. So these are the external touch points, but what is the heart of the application is the loan origination system, which is cloud-based. So this is an entire cloud-based loan origination system, which is highly scalable, both horizontally and vertically. So this solution, all the BRE is built in this solution, which is highly secured because this does not communicate directly to the front end. This goes via the API gateway. And finally, this loan origination system communicates with the LMS, and data is taken from the loan origination system for analytics, audits, and for other supports as well. So this is the entire technology suite that drives the process of digital lending. Maybe move to the next slide, please, sir. Right. So the entire approach is being API driven. So what all we take out of API, ranging from all financial data, operational data, and the financial return, ID and address proofs, which is like Aadhaar and PAN, and assessing the repayment system via Bureau. And we also do the credit monitoring, and we also do the credit assessment and inbuilt business rule engine and scorecard. So all these things are built purely via APIs. There is no manual integration, manual touch points here. And next slide, please, sir. Right. So what this has enabled? So this has first enabled a in principle sanction in less than 15 minutes. And let's say a person is completely online. I mean, he is a fully digital customer. A loan can be disbursed on the same day. Let's say a housing loan can be disbursed on the same day. I mean, a housing loan may take 2 or 3 days to disburse based on the legal and valuation, but a personal loan can be disbursed on the same day itself. So this is what this entire digital solution has enabled the customer. So next slide, please. Over to Mr. Sriram.
Good morning.
So previous slide.
We have started this project with a cost-effective manner, and initial setup cost was 4 crores to launch this one. And to have a minimal time, what we have done is we have taken up the solution mostly in cloud, so that we can able to reduce the TAT, and also we can able to provide the solution on time. That is what our thought process is, and to have a new technology adopted over here in the bank. So we have incurred some licensing cost and software cost, and there are some tools which will be placed in our militarized zone, that is in our data center. So for that, there are some servers and infrastructure that is required, that has been set up in virtual machines, and we have made it available to the users, end users to use. And we have a partnership integration that has been done. We have extensively had a greater discussion on selection of the partners. As rightly pointed out by Vijay, we have a lot of fintechs that have been tied up with us. So to have a control over there and to get the benefit out of the new technology that has been taken up, we had a deep dive into the each and every partnership integrations, and we have analyzed and then taken up the integration support from partners. And for implementation and support, we have a separate call center team only to support brand staffs. And also we have given a training, and all the things have been done to the users. Maybe move on to next slide. Yeah, benefits across the product. So the key benefits that we derive from this is that lower TAT for the customer. So customer need not want to visit the branch again and again, and he can sit at his own convenience place and then do the task. So we have an assisted mode where tablet is provided to the branch staffs. Branch staff will reach to the customer, and customer can able to do that entry and then complete the loan processing. And that too with a minimal field of 10 to 20, not more than that. So all other fields will be extracted from different sources, and we will be having the record in a perfect manner so that there won't be any clerical error, and we can avoid the TAT that is required to do a data entry and collect the manual documents from the customer. So everything is digitized.
Request you to conclude, please.
Yeah, yes, sir. Over to Vijay.
So I'll just quickly touch base on what challenges we faced during this implementation. So first is arriving the right strategic solution to enable a hassle-free digital lending, for which we had multiple brainstorming sessions with experts on both technology and functional front, in which is, I mean, we had an in-house team as well as we invited external experts to understand the system. And integrating the external system, we had hired and we formed an in-house team, as well as we had external technical talents who are onboarded as vendors, who helped us to who helped us to solve all the challenges we faced while integrating with the third-party fintech vendors, including the securities. And third is building the right policy and incorporate the stringent security measures, for which we had a separate risk management team who built the security policy for us, which is built as a scorecard here. And the end user acceptance, we built a strong UX workflow, which is user experience workflow, to solve that use case. So next slide, sir. Right. So we were able to launch, around 20 plus products in a very short span of time, because the solution was end-to-end digitized. So it's adding like more products to the parent product, right from home loans to used car loans to normal regular four-wheeler loans to personal loans and SME loan. Everything is like right now end-to-end digitized. Next slide, sir.
Now conclude, please. Again,
yes,
I am asking
so
you.
what we have achieved is not just a digital solution which will help the user, but we have also made it very eco-friendly. So over to the next team to present the upcoming solutions.
Hi, this is Rupesh. We are presenting about our mobile banking solution, wherein customer can open an account online with three simple steps, and we have provided some options. Can you go to next screen, please? Yeah, here we have given, apart from regular fund transfer and all, we have given some extra features like nominee registration, online gold loan, wherein customer can pledge their jewels in the branch, and then they can, whenever they want, they can open an jewel loan in mobile, and that loan repayment and merchant lobby like cabs, flights, hotels, bus booking and all has been provided. And now, as per RBI mandate, from Jan 1st, we have introduced the CPPS module, check payment pass-through system, wherein customer has to double authorize the checks given by him to the third party. Next screen, please. So this is our journey in our Delight Banking. In 2018, we have started this mobile banking app. So these were our milestones wherein we have received. And new integrations will be our BBPS integration, credit card management, and Demat account opening. So handing it over to next team to conclude this, as we are short of time.
I don't know how many teams are there now, still there.
Yeah, last team is there to show about that video KYC.
In 15 minutes in all we have been given. And you should please keep that in mind.
Yeah, sure. Only video KYC is pending. Yeah, please, Renuka Madam and Nirmal, can you please take it up?
In July banking, we have given an option for onboarding the customers in 3 easy steps by following the KYC guidelines. In the step 1, we are getting the mobile number and the email ID as an input from the customer. The OTP is triggered and validated. In step 2, Aadhaar and the PAN we are taking as an input and validated with UIDAI and with the NSTL databases. Parallelly, we have placed a negative list screening and name matching between the PAN and the Aadhaar checks using the fuzzy algorithms to avoid the fraud account opening. And in step 3, we are capturing the demographic details of the customer and the account gets opened instantly. And we have given an option for initial funding of the account. And we have also given an option in Delight app to upgrade the account through the video KYC option. Over to Nirmal sir.
During this video KYC process, we understand this pandemic situation and we took another massive steps.
Sir, we are actually running short of time, so please try to conclude it.
Okay, fine, sir. So the video KYC, I will just put up a few points on the video KYC, light on that. So we introduced the time slot for the customer to book the video KYC calls. We introduced the chat window for them to chat online, and we introduced the preferred language options for them to select the preferred languages they want to communicate. So these are the add-on features which we prescribed in the video KYC process. There are around 50% of the customers who opted for online account opening is like to open have a video KYC, and we are in the around 300 customers are opening per day. The Delight customers we are opening per day. In that, 150 customers are opting for the video KYC process. Thank you, sir.
Now, is it over or still something is left?
Yes, sir, we have completed.
We are completed, sir.
Okay. No, you should leave some time for the, for us also to ask some questions.
Sure, sir.
Overall, we are impressed because you are doing good work. But how it has really helped in increasing your business? I would be more interested in knowing that in terms of bringing in more efficiency in your working, both in terms of profitability, NPAs, and overall business.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, after implementing this project and this year, when we see the overall NPA have reduced in the digital product to 0.4%. And I can able to say we have chosen the customer and then we have released this product to reduce the TAT. So our TAT is the main concept that we have introduced here, where each and every stage is mentioned as a stages. So if application is stopped at a particular stage and if it is not moved more than 24 hours, it will be escalated to the next superior level automatically on the next day. And so the TAT will be maintained perfectly by all the means and all the places and all the verticals that who are all involved in that application. So whenever an application comes in and then it is moved on, we control that from the end to end so that customer will not feel any pain in getting the loan. And also we see a 30% growth in the housing loan segment, and there is 10 to 20% growth in our loan LAP segment. So loan against property segment. So overall, we can able to increase the business using this loan origination system, so that customer will also get benefited, as we have defined this project in a customer centric approach, and the customer need not want to move any place, and he will be beneficial. Within time we can able to release the loan. That too in 15 minutes we can give an in principle sanction, and within a day we can able to release the loan to the customers.
Again, the scorecard is getting revised on a year-to-year basis from time to time. The application scorecard gets revised.
1 minute, let me ask. See, your automated customer screening, which you are referring to, are you satisfied with that? Because traditionally we have been telling that I must see my prospective client whom I want to loan. I must see him, see his background and all that. But just depending on some documents, you are sanctioning all type of loans. Am I
Yeah,
right?
yes, sir. Actually, to say,
As a banker, how do you view it?
yes, sir. Sir, actually, what we have done is we have set up a robust process in this loan origination system, where if a customer is already existing to bank and he is having a banking with us, then we can able to give the loan immediately. And if he is a new to bank customer and he is new to credit, or there are a lot of categorization that has been made up, so that whenever a customer comes to us, we have a certain task that will be triggered to certain people. So we have a external tied up with fintech partners where they will do the field investigation. They will go visit their home. They will verify their offices, whether a salary is coming there to their account regularly. All these processes are done. And even if any proof that we are getting, we have a fraud control unit mechanism with a third party fintech where they will check whether the proof that has been submitted is proof or it is correct. So those verifications and all are built in certain stages of the loan processing, sir.
So it is not same day loan for everyone. Yeah.
No, sir, no. As we mentioned, it
Sir,
depends on
if the customer goes through a fully digitized means, and if it's a KVB customer, already an existing bank to customer, we can release it.
Okay.
And in principle, sanction will be given in 15 minutes and all other processing will happen simultaneously, sir.
Okay, thank you.
I have one question. See,
Yes, ma'am.
it's quite impressive that in 15 minutes you can sanction loan and all that. But you are using a lot of third-party fin companies, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, suppose I am applying for loan, my privacy is compromised?
No, ma'am.
No.
So we have taken up all the security measures, and each and every stage when we are doing an integration, we have a separate information security group team who will be doing an end-to-end analysis where the data transfers, how the data transfers, and what kind of mechanism that is followed, and whether that is getting stored or not. And even we do not store any of the KYC information in cloud. And we have a separate document management system placed inside our data center, so that all the applications, all the data will be stored only inside the data center. Like that we have defined, so that customer data or any privacy data will not be compromised at any stage. That is what we have taken up the keen measure.
Ma'am, with respect to
That is
privacy,
true.
I would
That is
like,
true.
with
That is
respect
true
to privacy, I
theoretically.
would just like
No,
to add
no,
a
that
couple
is
of
true
points, ma'am.
theoretically. That what you said is correct. That is true theoretically. But because you have got from your data center where you are keeping all the data and you are saying it's a very secure environment. Okay, suppose I accept that. But you are having lot of transaction with too many financial organizations who are doing your
Right.
checks, security checks. So
Right.
how do you ensure what happens at their end? You are fine. But your data, when you're doing a check on my KYC, data is transferred to those organizations, the fintechs
Right, ma'am.
who are
I
doing
think,
validation for you.
right, ma'am.
How
I
do
think
you ensure you are not storing any information? How do you ensure that they are not storing?
ma'am, we are having strict SLAs. Let's say, for example, let's say we are doing income assessment as one of the example. Let me take, because that is where I think your private point comes into picture.
Yes.
Otherwise, which it's all just data pull. There is no push. I think that is the point where it's a data pull. So there we have two-step process, ma'am. Let's say that you as a customer, you want to avail a loan. The first point is that when the credentials with which you will be logging into the net banking system will be on your device and not on my device. An secured email will be sent to you and you will be logging in from your device. Second point is that we have tied up with the fintech partner with a clear-cut SLA saying there will be no data that will be stored at their end for more than the same day. Only for retrieval. Let's say that the successful,
right.
if I receive the
All
data,
right.
they'll
All
be
right.
pushing it back
But-
saying then they will
Just a minute. Okay, I understand. But instead of doing all these, you can always check my CIBIL code, which is already available in one place.
Yes, ma'am. CIBIL score is already
So then you
checked,
don't
ma'am.
need to go to so many other fintechs.
No, ma'am. For example, we have FCU. For example, to say if a customer is giving a physical scanned copy of a document, okay, so whether that document is spoofed or not. So they have some AI-based technology which will check. See, for example, if this bank uses this kind of font and this is the way that they will credit the amount to that. So those kind of inbuilt things have been developed in that AI based bot. So this
you don't,
bot will
you
do
don't
all
need to
those
go
things.
to anywhere.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you. It's okay.
Ma'am, the point
Thanks.
is, as we said during the ethnographic study, there are like multiple types of customers. There will be few customers who will not be interested in keying their net banking to get their data, who will only be interested in giving a physical scanned copy of a bank statement. So those statements, whether it is spoofed or not, so that can be validated on the fly. There will be no human errors at that point. We will
Okay.
still have one more, risk task.
No,
So the
I
entire-
understand. Now I understand that
Yeah.
a lot of checks and balances are in place.
Exactly,
Okay.
ma'am. So every
Thank
each and every stage will have a maker checker, ma'am. It's
And
just
even
not one
all the
person.
fintechs will not know what they are doing completely, because we will be sending a limited set of data to them, and then we are extracting the details.
There is no one fintech who will have all the data. So it is only us. ma'am.
Okay,
They
thank
will-
you.
That is a blind system. It's a black box. They wouldn't even know what is coming in. They will just get the info and send the info. That's it. It's a black
Yeah,
box.
but more important, they're not supposed to keep it for more than
They are
24
not
hours.
supposed to keep.
Yes.
That is very strictly taken care in the SLA. And since it is API based, since the moment we retrieve it, they will get to know it immediately, ma'am, if we have retrieved it or not.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for the presentation.